You saw the title. We are so back. Now I will preface before we start, I did kind of lie in the title because I never was in my Twilight era, but I have 2 books that I'm going to be reading for this vlog that are both a vampire romance and a werewolf romance. So I guess we're in it. I'm really excited about this vlog. My mom actually pitched this because I bought Bride the other day and then I got My Roommate's a Vampire from the library and she was like, oh my god, Scout, Twilight. And I was like, yeah, you're so right. You're so right. I'm gonna start with My Roommate's a Vampire. I'm currently at work. That's where we're introing from. But I think I'm gonna find My Roommate's a Vampire on audio and start listening to it because I have a lot to do inside today and I think I can knock out a good bit of reading. Okay, I am 65 pages into My Roommate is a Vampire by Jenna Levine. I'm on chapter 5. This is just such a silly little book. It's so silly. It's about this girl, I don't remember her name. Cassie. It's about this girl, Cassie, and she is getting evicted from her current apartment. And so she needs to find somewhere really cheap she can stay. And there's this listing on Craigslist for this really fancy place for only $200. And so she doesn't want to at first, but then she goes and she ends up living there. And her roommate is this guy, Frederick, who is a vampire, but like she doesn't know that yet. But he like speaks in old-timey language and he has weird old decor all over his house. And he's sleeping constantly during the day and only comes out at night. And at this point I'm like, girl, listen, I know we don't think vampires are real, but is this not seeming a little sketch? But it's just like silly. And they're just like running into each other every once in a while. They're leaving notes to each other on the kitchen table because they're not out at the same times during the day. And it's just funny. It's just kind of silly, but it's also cute right now. Like I'm liking it. A new update. It's the morning. Are we seeing my hair? I need to do something. When I say the morning, it's actually 12:45. I just wake up really late. I have to go to work in 10 minutes. But my update is that I got to page 198 yesterday, which is pretty good for one day for me, honestly. And it's just still funny and ridiculous. It's just still funny and silly. It's just still silly. Now they are starting to like each other now, like actually like each other and not just think the other one is hot. So I am enjoying that. I don't know, I think it's gonna be cute still. Like, I still think it's gonna be cutesy. It's just a really silly premise. Because this vampire has been in, like, a coma for the last 100 years. So, if he was just a normal vampire, he would have adjusted with the times. But he has not, because he's been in a coma for 100 years. So, he, like, talks like a guy from 100 years ago. And he acts like a guy from 100 years ago. And it's just kind of silly. It's just silly. Another update, after I read a lot yesterday, I have not painted in months. Like 4 months, because I've been so focused on reading. After I read so much yesterday, I was like, well, I'm gonna reward myself. Let's paint a little picture. You want to see it? You want to see it? That's what I did yesterday. It's not the best thing I've ever done, but I like it, so it's fine. I'll take it. Books at Target today are buy 2, get 1 free, so of course I came by. I got my 3 books. I will show when we get home. It's much later. I need to go to bed. Please excuse my messy room. I just watched the Leafs game. It was bad. Don't ask me how I'm doing, but I'm a Matthew Nye stan above all else. These are the 3 books I got at Target. Okay. First, I picked up Better Than the Movies by Lynn Painter. I've been wanting to own this for a really long time. I read it like 2-3 years ago, and I think it's like a perfect young adult romance, and I don't own it, so I just decided to buy it because the paperback was only like $10. Yeah, and this was one of the ones I got for free. And then The Do-Over, also by Lynn Painter. I heard someone saying the other day that this is her best book after Better Than the Movies, but like it's not really my type of book usually, but I decided to grab it anyway. I'm not a big fan of like the Groundhog Day trope, but people say it's good. It's really short. I just grabbed it. Then the one I was really excited about, The Familiar by Leigh Bardugo. It has beautiful black spread edges. Do I know what it's about? No. But if Leigh Bardugo writes it, I will read it. And it's really pretty. So I got it. Okay, I'll update you when I finish the book. I don't know how I felt about the end. Not really a fan. This book, I'm gonna be so it's not, I mean, it is a romance, but this is a comedy. It's so unserious, and so it's not trying to take itself seriously. And I think that if you like comedic books, if you like books that lean towards the funny, you're gonna like this. I am not a person who leans towards comedy in their books. So I still had like a good time. Like I had a fun time, but is this something I'm going to think about in the future? No. Is this something I feel strongly about in literally any way? No. It's a 3-star. I thought it was silly. I thought it was funny. I thought it was cute in moments. I also thought that the end was not good. I'm going to spoil things here. Why did he have to get kidnapped? And I know it was supposed to be funny, but the whole TikTok thing made me cringe. What do you mean she got him back by threatening to expose vampires to TikTok? It's the Gen Z in me, but I just can't handle that. Also, in the epilogue, him like offering to like turn her into a vampire and spend forever with her, like the way he handled it fit really well. But also, I can't, like, even though he was like being all sweet about it and was like obviously like absolutely like your choice, I just can't imagine him like even asking her that, because he's so like, I don't know, he just doesn't seem like he would do that, you know? And I also, Cassie is not giving the vibes that she would even think about it. So I don't really know. The epilogue didn't match. I wish he would have just asked her to marry him for the time that like she's alive, but the whole like asking her to think about becoming a vampire was not for me. Not a fan. Bride is sitting over there and I'm too lazy to get it, but I'm gonna start Bride tomorrow. This being the first line we get from our main male lead is insane. Time for an unhaul. I made it a goal of mine this year that I'm going to get rid of any books below a 3-star, 3 and below on my shelf, because that seems like a lot, because I give a lot of books 3 stars, but I want to only have books that I love on my shelf. And then if I'm going through them and I'm like, that was a 3, I want to keep that one, like it seems like it, then I'll be like, oh, maybe I liked it more than I remember. That's the thought process. So we're gonna go through my bookshelves now and see what I have below a 3 still on here, because I know I haven't gone through them yet this year. My shelves right now are an absolute mess, and I still have stuff on my floor from trips. Oh my god, this is embarrassing. Okay, let's see. Books that I have read so far this year. What shelves would those be on? Found one. How followed with us. If you watched my vlog of this, I did not like it. So I'm going to, even though this is, I want to keep this one so bad because this is like the prettiest book I own, but I didn't like it. This is my book club shelf, which is another one where I'm like, I want to keep everything, but like there's a lot of them I didn't like. Now if I annotated it, which I did for some of these, I'm not, well, not that one. Like this one, I'm not getting rid of it, even though that one for me was just a plain old 3. But let's see, anything here that I can get rid of. Like Long Bright River, I think I only gave a 3, but like the spine's really broken. I don't know. I like keeping my book club books. I'm breaking my rule already. Let's see. Up here. The Ghost We Keep was a below a 3, and I don't know why it's still on my shelf. I didn't even read it this year. It's just still sitting up here, but I only gave that a 2. Right now, let's just go below a 3. I'm just gonna do like 1s and 2s, because like this is an exception case. Like I gave this a 3, but I want to keep it with all the other books from the author that I gave above a 3. So you are the only exception. Oh, honestly, screw this book. Oh, I hate this book so much. Goodbye. I'm gonna get rid of these 4. These are the 4 I want to get rid of. Okay, I am now on page 52 of Bride. And let's talk about something. I need the help of all my werewolf loving book people or werewolf fanfic loving book people here, because I'm a little confused. I do know that in werewolf books and in like werewolf fan fiction that scents are like a big thing. Like I get that, but I thought that like they could only like smell when like they're like mate, like the person that they're supposed to be with. But I'm a little confused because I'm only 50 pages in and the smell is like a big thing happening, like the way that she smells to him, and I'm just kind of confused. My early guess is that she is somehow his mate, but she shouldn't be because she's a vampire. And so he's like, I hate that. Blah, blah, blah. There is this line and it did kind of make me cringe because I'm going to be honest, it just kind of confused me. My review of this book may have some spoilers because I just want to talk about it. So they're having their first dance after their wedding, and it's like the first time they've talked, and he had just been like really nice to some kids, and I was like, oh, how sweet. And then I thought that maybe he was being nice to her, talking about how we need to like protect her or whatever, but then he said, oh my god, what was it? He's talking about how she like basically doesn't belong anywhere because like the humans didn't want her and the vampires don't want her and the werewolves don't want her there. And he said, and you're definitely not one of us. You truly belong nowhere, Miss Lark. His head dips closer. For a terrible head-splitting second, my heart pumps with the certainty that he's going to kiss me. But he bends past my mouth to the shell of my ear. Through a landslide of what has to be relief, I hear him inhale and say, and you smell like you know all of this very, very well. How did he smell that? I'm guessing he was just like saying it, but like why did he actually sniff? If I'm just kind of confused. I don't know. There's a lot of smelling happening. I think I'm just gonna have to get used to it. I like it. Besides that, I'm just trying to get used to it. Also, I've got to show you guys this. Oh my gosh, look how cute this is. I went to Five Below yesterday after I went to Target, and look how cute this cup is. Is this not the cutest thing ever? I currently have Diet Cherry Coconut to match it. My Diet Cherry Coke tastes very good out of it. The ice is melted, but it's still good. It came with a glass straw, but then I realized after I left Five Below that it was chopped in half. It was broken in half. So now my metal straw is just in it. And, oh my god, I just realized it matches. So cute. Why do I love this so much? Why do I love this? I am such a stan for scenes where the guy like puts his clothes on the girl. Like in this one, he just gave her his hoodie because she was cold. And I don't know, it's just like the little things like that. I didn't think that I was like into all these little tropey things, but I'm into it. I'm into all these tropey things happening. Oh my god. The scene, a werewolf just spit on her. And Lo, who before this we have not really seen him show interest in her really in any way, except for the fact that we get to read stuff from his mind at the beginning of the chapters, which I freaking love. But it's just, a werewolf spits on her, and he had been so gentle with this werewolf before, even though this werewolf freaking sucks, and he immediately pushes him against the couch with his neck and goes, apologize to my wife. Almost on page 200, and I think I've just decided that I'm obsessed with it. I did not expect this from me. Okay, we're spoilering now because I just want to read a quote for you guys. Oh my gosh. So, spoilers for Bride by Ali Hazelwood. Don't listen if you don't want to know. So at this point in the book, we're on page 201. I think it is very obvious that Misery is Lo's mate, which we've been explained is just like someone that is like meant for you. There's like a physical connection you feel when you meet them, but the mate doesn't always reciprocate. And she thinks that the person who is sent like as collateral to the vampires from the werewolf clan to like, or pack to like make sure that the alliance stays true and nobody kills each other because there's commitment there, basically, is his mate. But I think it's pretty obvious that she is not. My guess is that maybe like they were like partners, like they helped like run the pack together, or they just lied and said that she was his mate so that there was like a personal connection to where they would trust him that he wouldn't break the alliance. But I think it's pretty obvious that Misery is his mate. and they're like talking about it, and she's like trying to get him to be like, she's like, just go after your mate, dude, even if she doesn't feel the same way, like maybe she'll like catch feelings for you instead, and then y'all could still be together and you could be happy. And she says something about how it's like childish that he's like all or nothing about it, and he says, oh, you think but you don't know. You don't know anything about what it's like to find your other half, he continues, voice low and sharp. I would take anything she chose to give me, the tiniest fraction of her entire world. I would take her for a single night, knowing that I'll lose her by morning, and I would hold on to her and never let go. I would take her healthy or sick or tired or angry or strong, and it would be my fucking privilege. I would take her problems, her gifts, her moods, her passions, her jokes, her body. I would take every last thing if she chose to give it to me. My heart pounds in my chest, my cheeks, my fingertips. I've forgotten how to breathe. But I won't take from her. Above all, I won't take her freedom. Not when so many others have already done so. It's almost 2 a.m., but I cannot stop. I cannot stop. I'm stuck here. This is my new Roman Empire. He's laying in her lap. He's laying in her lap. He's laying in her lap. As an artist, this line I just read, she makes him want to draw again. Makes me want to curl up in a ball and cry. I finished Bride by Ali Hazelwood. Time for my thoughts. I loved it. I loved it so much. I think I'm gonna give this 5 stars and maybe like put on Goodreads in my review like 4.75. I'm going to be honest, the smut, not my style, not my vibe, but the rest of the book, slayed. The romantic tension, I loved it. The actual storyline, really good. Also, the setup for a sequel and the epilogue, yeah, I know that's right. I cannot wait to see Cohen as a main character. I just really liked it. I really liked it. And I feel like it got hyped up so much for like the werewolf smut. Yeah. That's not what makes this book good. It's not. And it's like, it's good for me, at least, because the smut was not my style, not my vibe. It was good in spite of that. And it's like, the other parts of it were so good that I didn't even care. Like, I didn't even care. I definitely like this better than Love Hypothesis, which is the only Ali Hazelwood I've read so far. But now I like want to immediately read Love Theoretically. So, but that's not on the plan for the month, so I can't do that. Thank you for watching this whole vlog. I hope you had a good time. I hope you liked watching me read these 2 things that are not in my typical wheelhouse within romance. I hope that I'll see you in my next video. Goodbye!